As we age, one of the most universal and frustrating experiences is the gradual decline in energy, both physical and mental. Tasks that once felt effortless begin to require more effort. Recovery slows. Mental sharpness dulls. While many people chalk this up to simply getting older, a deeper look reveals that much of this fatigue is rooted in one key biological reality: the body's declining ability to generate and sustain adequate levels of ADP, the molecule that powers nearly every cellular function. Known as the energy currency of the body, ADP is essential for muscle contraction, nerve signaling, brain activity, and even basic cellular maintenance. As ADP levels drop, so too does our capacity to perform, think clearly, and feel vital. Creatine, a naturally occurring compound that supports ADP regeneration, is gaining recognition as a safe and effective way to counter this age-related energy decline, helping to maintain stamina, clarity, and function in both muscle cells and neurons. ADP, adenosine triphosphate, is produced primarily through two cellular pathways: oxidative phosphorylation in the mitochondria and the phosphocreatine system in the cytoplasm. While mitochondria are the long-haul energy producers, the phosphocreatine system, where creatine plays its starring role, is responsible for rapid, on-demand ADP replenishment. In high-demand situations like exercise, stress, or cognitive strain, cells quickly deplete their immediate ADP stores. Creatine steps in to donate a phosphate group from phosphocreatine, instantly regenerating ADP and allowing cellular function to continue without pause. This process is especially critical in tissues with high energy needs, such as skeletal muscle and the brain. With age, both mitochondrial efficiency and creatine availability decline. Mitochondria become less effective at producing ADP, contributing to fatigue, reduced exercise tolerance, slower reaction times, and diminished mental endurance. Compounding this is the fact that older adults often have lower dietary intake of creatine-rich foods, like red meat and fish, and may also experience diminished endogenous creatine synthesis due to metabolic slowdowns or nutrient deficiencies. This double hit, fewer mitochondria making ADP and less creatine to buffer the deficit, creates the perfect environment for chronic energy dips that characterize aging. Supplementing with creatine directly addresses this gap. By restoring phosphocreatine levels in cells, creatine enhances the rapid recycling of ADP, essentially keeping the cellular engines turning even when mitochondria can't keep up. In muscle tissue, this translates to improved strength, better endurance, and quicker recovery from physical exertion. In older adults, studies consistently show that creatine supplementation, especially when combined with resistance exercise, leads to measurable gains in muscle mass and functional performance. But the benefits aren't limited to muscles. In the aging brain, ADP deficits are closely linked to cognitive fatigue, slower processing speed, and increased susceptibility to neurodegenerative diseases. Neurons have limited capacity to store energy and are highly dependent on a continuous supply of ADP to maintain synaptic function and neurotransmitter balance. Creatine's ability to restore ADP in neurons can help support clearer thinking, better memory retention, and improved mental stamina, especially in tasks requiring sustained concentration or multitasking, which tend to become more challenging with age. There's also evidence that creatine helps buffer oxidative stress by stabilizing cellular energy levels. When ADP levels plummet, cells become more vulnerable to damage from free radicals and inflammation, two key drivers of aging. By preventing the kind of cellular energy crashes that lead to dysfunction, creatine may act as a subtle but significant form of cellular protection, helping to delay the wear and tear that accumulates over decades. Despite its benefits, creatine remains underutilized in older populations, often because it's still mistakenly associated only with bodybuilders or athletes. In reality, its core mechanism, ADP regeneration, is profoundly relevant to anyone experiencing age-related energy decline, whether they're exercising, managing cognitive workloads, or simply trying to remain independent and engaged in daily life. At standard doses, 3 to 5 grams per day, creatine is widely considered safe and well-tolerated, with decades of research supporting its use. The most common side effects, minor bloating or temporary water retention, are typically short-lived and manageable. That said, creatine is not a magic fix. It doesn't replace healthy sleep, good nutrition, or regular movement, all of which are essential for maintaining ADP production and cellular vitality. But it can offer meaningful support, especially when integrated into a broader health strategy. For aging adults looking to maintain energy, function, and mental sharpness, creatine is not just for the gym. It's a cellular ally that keeps the engine running. In the end, the conversation around aging is evolving from one of inevitable decline to one of strategic preservation. ADP is central to this new paradigm, and creatine may be one of the most effective and accessible ways to support it. Whether you're climbing stairs, lifting groceries, or working through complex ideas, the energy behind every movement and every thought begins with ADP, and keeping that currency flowing may be one of the smartest investments you can make in aging well.